Lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanggamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 6.
Good evening, and this is koolNews at 6. I'm Cairo. A liquor ban will be imposed in Quezon City on Monday, July 22 to ensure peace and order during President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos' third State of the Nation address, SONA. Ipapatupad ang liquor ban sa Quezon City sa July 22, 2024 simula 12:01 a.m. hanggang 6 p.m. The city government said in a social media post. Itong upang masiguro ang kapayapan at seguridad sa lungkod sa darating na State of the Nation address ni President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. added. Marcos is set to deliver his third SONA on Monday, July 22 at the Batasang Pambansa Complex. Classes in all levels in Quezon City public schools are suspended on Monday as President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is set to deliver his third State of the Nation address, SONA, at the Batasang Pambansa, the city government announced on Saturday. Layon nitong ikayatin ang lahat na magkinig sa State of the Nation address, SONA ni Pagulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at maiwasan maipit ang publiko sa trafiko, the city government said. Brigada Eskwela in public schools are also suspended on Monday. The Philippine National Police will likewise enforce a gun ban in Metro Manila starting on 12:01 a.m. on July 20 Saturday until 12:01 a.m. on July 23 Tuesday. Residential consumers of the More Electric and Power Corporation More Power can expect an increase in their billing cycle this July due to the hike in generation charges. From last month's 8.7749 pesos per kilowatt hour, the average residential rate will increase to 12.8566 pesos per kilowatt hour. Generation rate is up by 3.5739 pesos from the previous rate of 3.9833 pesos in June to 7.5572 pesos this month, More Power said in a statement on Friday. The utility provider with over 90,000 accounts said the increase was triggered by the artificial low rates in June when the wholesale electricity spot market charges were deferred in compliance with the order of the Energy Regulatory Commission (ERC) on June 13, 2024. Neo Paron, Vice President for Corporate Energy Sourcing and Regulatory Affairs CESRA of More Power, said that without the deferment, the residential rate in June would have been 11.8642 pesos per kilowatt hour, a slight increase from 11.3263 pesos per kilowatt hour rate in May. Our average residential rate could have dropped to 11.6625 pesos per kilowatt hour in the July billing cycle without the deferment, Power said in the same statement. Amid the increase, the power rate in Iloilo City remains competitive as More Power still maintains the lowest rate compared with other distribution utilities in Western Visayas. Available data showed that the average residential rate of the Iloilo 2 electric cooperative is 16.25 pesos per kilowatt hour. El Eco 3 has 30.32 pesos per kilowatt hour. Capiz Electric Company has 14.62 pesos per kilowatt hour. Central Negros Electric Cooperative charges 30.36 pesos, and Negros Occidental Electric Cooperative has 16.13 pesos. More Power said its distribution, supply, and metering charges remain unchanged at 2.337 pesos per kilowatt hour. The number coding scheme will still be implemented on Monday, July 22. The President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, when President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. delivers his third State of the Nation address, SONA, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, MMDA, said on Saturday. May mga nagtatanong, pwede ba ang number coding scheme? Hindi po. Tuloy po ang numbers coding scheme dahil kung isususpend po namin yan ay dadami po ang mga sasakyan sa langsagan na na lalong sikip ng traffic, said MMDA acting chairperson Romando Artes said in an ambush interview. The number coding scheme will not be suspended on Monday. It will still be implemented because if it's suspended, the volume of vehicles on the road will contribute to traffic congestion. Any additional vehicle ay magkakadagdag sa congestion, he added. In the MMDA's traffic plan for the 2024 SONA, parts of Commonwealth Avenue IPP Road will be closed to traffic. Artists likewise reminded the public to those who have non-urgent trips, especially in the Batasan and Quezon City area, to stay home instead and watch Marcos SONA. Now for some weird news. From fear-mongering about a looming World War III to false narratives linking a cabal of global elite to a hyper attack of toward of online conspiracy theories took off Friday after a major IT crash. Airlines, banks, TV channels, and financial institutions were engulfed in turmoil after the crash, one of the biggest in recent years that was the result of a faulty software update and antivirus program operating on Microsoft Windows. The proliferation of internet-breaking conspiracy territories on social media platforms, many of which have removed guardrails that once contained the spread of misinformation, illustrates the new normal of information chaos after a major world event. The outrage gave way to a swirl of evidence-free posts on X, Elon Musk's site formerly known as Twitter, that peddled an apocalyptic narrative. The world was under attack by a nefarious force. I read somewhere once that World War III would be mostly a cyber war, one user wrote on X. The IT crash also stirred up an unfounded theory that the World Economic Forum, long a magnet for wild falsehoods, had plotted a global hyper attack. To make that theory appear reliable, many posts linked an old from World Economic Forum video that warned about the possibility of a hyper attack with COVID-like characteristics. The video, available on the WEF's website, had cautioned that the only way to stop the exponential spread of the hyper threat would be to disconnect millions of mobile devices from each other and the internet. The WEF has long been a target for conspiracy theories, pushing the idea of a shadowy cabal of allies working for a private gain under the curb of solving global issues. Also gaining rapid traction online were conspiratorial using the hashtag HyperPolygon, a reference to a global training event that aimed at preparing for potential future attacks. The proliferation of conspiracy theories in the wake of major global events such as the outage is a testament to the volatile nature of the information ecosystem. Rafi Mendelssohn, vice president at the disinformation security company Siabra, told AFP. What is unique to events like these is how social media platforms, forums, and messaging apps facilitate the rapid dissemination of content, allowing theories to gain attraction quickly and reach a global audience. The trend demonstrates the ability of falsehoods to mutate into viral narratives on tech platforms, which have scaled back content moderation and reinstated accounts that are known purveyors of misinformation. During fast developing news events, confusion now often reigns on major tech platforms, with users scrambling to obtain accurate information in what appears to be a sea of false or misleading posts that rapidly gain attraction. This poses the larger question of combating mis and disinformation. Michael W. Moser, Executive Director of the Global Disinformation Lab at the University of Texas at Austin, told AFP. The level of trust that is required to accept information from reputable sources has declined to such an extent that people are more willing to believe wild conspiracies that must be true rather than the factual information related to them. The global outrage, which brought weird aspects of daily life to a standstill and sent US stocks falling, was linked to a bug in an update to an antivirus program for Windows systems from American cybersecurity group CrowdStrike. Assurance by the Austin-based company chief executive George Cruz that CrowdStrike had rolled out a fix and was actively working to resolve the crisis did little to stem the spread of online conspiracy. Combating this misinformation with factual rebuilds is difficult because the issue is so technical, Moser said, explaining that the fault was in an improperly configured system file and that a fix is in progress may be accurate, but it is not believed by those who are predisposed to see nefarious motives behind failure. Alright, it is now 6:11, which is 11 minutes after 6, and koolNews at 6. We'll return after these messages. We will be right back. Welcome back. A researcher from the Central Luzon State University, together with the Department of Health (DOH) and the Department of Science and Technology Philippine Council for Health Research and Development (DOSD) PCHRD, has developed a tool that can detect disease-causing organisms in bodies of water. According to CLSU, faulty water. Member Ruby Gilda Paraguison Lili, the set can check the presence of parasites and bacteria that can cause schistosomiasis and leptospirosis. Ang biosensor ay parang test kit sila na detect ng itong mga pathogens na ito, mga bacteria na ito, mga parasites na ito dito sa tubig, Paraguison Lili said in an interview with Inquirer.net. The tool can offer an on-field testing, so researchers or users can check whether or not a body has pathogens even without going to a laboratory. The user of the kit will collect 1 to 5 liters of water sample, which will be filtered for debris. The debris that will be collected through the filter can then be tested for possible presence of pathogens using a specific dye. The detection time will also take around 30 minutes, she added. Paraguison Lili added that the toolkits are under the pilot testing phase. Currently, they are under pilot testing and pre-commercialization na sila, she said. She added that the DOH will also distribute the kits and barangays for disease monitoring and surveillance. In June, Paraguison Lili received a special citation from the National Academy of Science and Technology for the intuitive. Two provinces and one city in Mindanao are expected to have a stable power supply after a French energy firm formally signified intention to put up renewable energy products in the form of green hydrogen, renew stable, or by producing electricity on demand from decarbonized hydrogen high power. On Friday, representatives of the province of Surigao del Norte, Alcosan del Sur, and Zamboanga City signed a memorandum of cooperation and here with Hydrogen Defense HDFA to establish renewable power plant project. Mindanao Development Authority MINDA Secretary Leo Magno and Marie Frontanel, Ambassador, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of the Philippines, just this signing. The MOC is for information sharing, stakeholder coordination, and technical validation of the HDF grid assessment and feasibility studies in the various stages and of the planning and development of HDF renewable projects. In the press briefing following the signing at Acacia Hotel here, Matthew Gilset, President and Director of HDF Energy Philippines Holdings Incorporated, said the project will generate a 10 megawatt stable power supply to the provinces and city. Gilset said after their study, they expect the renewable energy projects to be completed in 2 years. We have two key stakeholders, the local government, which will provide the land and the electric cooperative. There is no land and no electric cooperative agreement, no project will be made, Gilset said, adding that the total pipeline projects for the Philippines is estimated at around $1.5 billion. The HDF aims to finance the construction of at least 10 renew stable power plants in Mindanao, focusing on off-grid areas and areas within the grid experiencing insufficient power. With the prevailing problems of high power rates, Surigao del Norte Provincial Administrative Risk Rate coupled, the project could solve their long-standing power problem. We have been experiencing for the longest time high power rates for our electricity bills, and then in these Surigao Islands, the electricity there is a problem and has been going for around 5 years, the couple in an interview. Dr. Trisha Loran, the representative of Agusan del Sur, said they have a similar problem with Surigao del Norte, and the project would surely benefit the people. For Zamboanga City, Rol Rigondola, chairman and administrator of the Zamboanga Eco Zone, acknowledged HDF for choosing their city as one of the projects accepted. It will bring lower electricity electricity rates and generate employment. We are looking forward to establishing the high power, and this technology is new to us, Rigondola said. He said Zamboanga City has long been suffering from an average of 4 to 5 times of power outages daily. On the other hand, Macdo said the current development in Mindanao is one of the accomplishments of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration. The President has instructed all government agencies, including MINDA, to make sure that if investors are coming in for public-private partnership, we will make sure that they will enjoy the ease of doing business in our place, he said. Education Secretary Juan Edgardo Soni Angara said on Saturday that he feels some healthy pressure over his new assignment as Department of Education Chief. According to Angara, this pressure will motivate him to perform for the country. May contain, but it's a good kind of pressure, the pressure that we must perform for our country and for our children, Angara said in an Ambush interview. Angara added that it will look into the state of the teachers regarding their benefits and their workload. Ayusin namin yung promotion system sa gobyerno, tignan natin yung mga benepisyo nila, yung teaching load nila, minsan daming ginagawa na paapektuhan na yung pagtuturo dahil na ang daming administrative na ginagawa continue. He added that DepEd will also focus on computer literacy so that students will perform better in exams. Yung ibang exam na sa computer, first time makita ng bata yung so minsan nang gulat siya. So yung ang gusto natin i-practice na masanay ang mga bata na kuha na examen sa computer, he added. Angara took his oath as the new DepEd chief on July 19. He succeeded Vice President Sara Duterte, who resigned from the on June 19. Anticipation and participation are high and preparations are underway for the first Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Musa Mindanao parliamentary elections, where Cabinet Secretary Mod at Asnin Padanun said on Saturday. Iyong pong BARM sa nayon, we are preparing for the first parliamentary elections in 2025. Mataas po inyong anticipation, mataas po inyong participation, Padon in the news form. He added that BARM is also conducting youth education and information awareness on the first parliamentary elections in the region. Dahil admittedly, our public ay hindi pa po kataas inyong level of understanding those changes from the regular election before at ganito first parliamentary elections, he said. Let me just get my charger up. There it is. The Panday Consumer Calzada Corriente Group on Friday urged the Marcos administration to immediately abolish taxes on electricity and petroleum products to ease the burden of our poor. If we look back on the early term of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., he declared that the economic status of our countrymen will be improved. In a simple and clear sense, it will improve our lives. With his good promise and to he can do so by immediately abolishing electricity and petroleum taxes. It should be included in his priority bills in his third SONA, the group said in a statement. The massive VAT layer on petroleum and electricity products is one of the root causes of why basic goods and services are so high, the group added. It also cited Asia's survey released last Friday, where inflation is regarded as an urgent national concern by the majority of Filipinos that should be immediately addressed by the government. The survey also showed that inflation was the only one national concern cited by the majority of Filipinos that they want President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr. to tackle in his third State of the Nation address on Monday. And finally, to close up Cool News at 6 with its entertainment showbiz news, as despite being an actress since she was a child, Charlene San Pedro shared that she was able to buy her first car out of her game livestream earnings. Sitting down on BRGY with Bianca Gonzalez recently, the former Going Belated star was asked about the milestone she achieved after buying her first car out of her livestream earnings. Yung income kasi parang ako gusto ko na napupunta ko siya sa family savings, pero yung time kasi na nag-livestream ako, binigyan ako ni mama ng sariling account na para allowance. So para may allowance ako, inipon ko siya buwan-buwan na parang ibuwan-bunog ko siya, tapos nakakatuwa kasi naipon ko siya sa allowance ko lang. Sobrang thankful din kasi pinagkatiwalaan ako ni Mama mag-drive, continue the actor. Sam Perrock recalled that she started her life journey during the pandemic. Work and showbiz was halted at the time. Nung time na start ako mag-gaming was start ng pandemic kasi nung time na yung siyempre walang work, so parang nag-pause lahat. Inisip ko ako ano kaya ang gawin ko para makita ako ng supporters ko. So sabi ko, naglalaro naman ako, so nag-isip na makbo games ako para mas marami ako maabot, she recounted. Despite her thriving career in streaming, the former VJ affirmed that she will not leave her acting career. Kasi syempre parang first love yung acting, ayaw ko talaga siyang tagalin. Pero lagi kong sinasabi kaano ako maging kabisi sa mga ginagawa ko sa buhay kapag may project na talaga hindi ako dalawang isip ohan pa talaga kahit kaano ako kabisi, she explained. And that is it for Cool News at 6, and we will be back with more headlines later with Cool News Primetime for an hour long at 9. Until then, I am Cairo. Good evening.